totally baseless.
Hey, it's Totally Baseless, where you probably shouldn't be getting your news from. My name's John, and with me is a guy who thinks social distortion is when people post recipes on his Facebook page. Dan, how you doing?
You mean it's not? Always good to be here.
And a guy who's recommended by 9 out of 10 podcasters. We're working on the 10th. Dave, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good.
All right, let's start the way all good podcasts should with Hail Satan. Satanic Temple has requested that they be allowed to fly their flag over the Boston City Hall after other groups, including a Christian group, sued and went all the way to the Supreme Court, which ruled that they could fly their Christian flag over Boston City Hall. So this satanic group is now saying, fair play here. You're going to have to let the Satanists in as well for Satanic Appreciation Week on July 23rd and 29th. And in response, the city of Boston has stopped taking applications to let people fly their community flags over the city hall.
So what's the reason for Satan Appreciation Week? Just a major fuck you to religious groups, I guess.
Yeah, Satanists are now like my favorite religion because they're just like fucking with all the religious right and the hypocrite.
Satanic Appreciation Week. I bet you it's nothing but orgies and debauchery. I want to go there. When is it again? And how can I get some pamphlets?
What I love is that these guys are like now becoming like expert level trolls because what's good for the goose is good for the gander, right? If you want to fly your Christian flag, you got to fly the Satanist flag.
Yeah, basically, if the Christian right thinks they got away with something by getting this court ruling,
all the way to the Supreme Court.
Yeah, the Satanists are basically using that against them. You want to be able to fly your flag and not separate church and state? Well, guess what? We're a church too, and we're gonna do just like you.
What's probably the best thing is these guys probably really don't like worship Satan. They just like fucking with these people now. Because you think if you're a real Satanist, do you really have time to come up with a flag and have meetings? You're just out there being evil. So it's like,
you're sacrificing goats and drawing pentagrams. It's a very busy occupation.
Yeah, I don't think they have time to like sit down and like get organized, right? You're out there being evil. It's like now let's come up with some rules for Satanism. Isn't that?
Yeah.
Well, they're the administrative branch of the devil.
They're not the paramilitary wing.
They do his administrative dirty work.
Like the legal work, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they let the Christians do the heavy lifting and getting it all the way through the Supreme Court. And being Satanists, they just took advantage of all that hard work.
Can I just say that they're cheaving off the Christians' jive? Carry on.
I prefer Jesus. Hold my beer.
Yeah, there you go. Something like that. When the Christian group did go to the Supreme Court, they ruled unanimously that they had a right, since this was a public, open forum for any group to go out there to display their flag. So they were actually able to unite left and right in getting this right to fly their flag over. So cheers for something bipartisan.
Who would have thought it'd be Satanism that would be bipartisan? Who knew?
Yeah.
I was just going to say, is going to Slayer concerts now considered like a religious holiday? You can get time off from work?
Well, I heard they're going to be at the Satanic Appreciation Week, so they're headlining it.
Slayer and would Motley Crue be opening for them or the other way around?
And possibly Pat Boone.
Can never get it too much of Pat Boone.
Come on, if that ain't some evil shit, I don't know what is.
Yeah, Pat Boone. What's his big song, Pat Boone?
The white version of Tutti Frutti.
Yeah. Did he really sing that?
Yes. I think that made the top 10 way before Little Richard.
Little Richard, yeah.
Yeah, those were the ultimate works of evil. It's like, come on, he just pretty much whiteified every good rock and roll song.
Tutti Frutti. Oh, yeah.
All right, with Pat Boone on the show.
Something like that.
All right. On to someone less overtly satanic, but with maybe not as good results. Senator Ron Johnson of Wisconsin, a Republican, who says that it may be true that COVID-19 vaccines cause AIDS, An attorney, Todd Callender, had told the Republican that COVID-19 shots caused vaccine induced AIDS. They purposefully gave people AIDS. And he repeated that along with some other theories. He has a bit of a history with conspiracy theories.
Yeah, I heard he said it may be true. I don't know. The science isn't conclusive.
And by science, I mean whatever crazy ass shit pops in my head. Because really, these guys, I don't think they ever went to a science class in high school. These guys are way out there.
Is this just a reflection of the poor state of our public education system?
I mean, it must be, because I don't recall ever reading about like polio vaccine deniers, right? It's like when polio vaccine was a thing, it's like, no, I heard polio gives you a syphilis, not going to take it. It's like,
Yeah. Did
Well,
Eisenhower didn't try to own the libs with some crazy story?
yeah.
the article stated that Johnson spokesperson Alexa Henning said in a statement, to be clear, the senator is an idiot. No, I'm kidding. He didn't say that. It said the senator never stated vaccines cause HIV. Someone brought it up, and the senator tried to push back, but the conspiratard in him just wouldn't let him.
But talk about like appealing to like the lowest common denominator. It's like, fine, you don't want to take a vaccine, okay, because maybe you heard your uncle like got a bad fever, or you've heard that this vaccine. But to say a life-saving vaccine causes you this like potentially fatal
HIV.
disease that has all these connotations to it, it's like you're not even trying.
Well, we got to get everybody on board, right? We got to get everybody to agree that vaccines are bad. At least they're base.
Exactly. But not only are they bad, they cause you this deadly disease. And then there's, the homophobic connotation behind it as well. It's like, right?
That's how you get them. That's the hook, right?
Yeah,
It's
because
gonna make you
Jethro's
gay.
okay with maybe dying of a blood clot.
What he's basically saying in a pseudoscientific way is getting the vaccine is going to make you gay.
Okay. Well,
It'll make
he
you
is
gay.
he has been known to repeat or maybe invent some wild conspiracy theories. He's promoted not traditional methods of treatment, such as gargling mouthwash as a way to combat COVID-19, which I don't think anybody in any trusted position has promoted. He's also said that some athletes have dropped dead after getting the vaccine, which, again, just to be clear, is not true, but something that he's repeated.
It didn't not happen.
The science isn't conclusive yet.
Athletes can drop dead, and if they had taken the vaccine, ergo, they dropped dead from the vaccine.
And the car that hit him.
He died from a heart attack and the fall from the 7-story building when he landed on
Yeah.
the truck carrying the vaccine.
So the vaccine killed him.
So the vaccine killed him. Yep. Could have happened. You don't know.
A plus 2
The
equals
science
5.
is in. Yeah, yeah.
There's no proof that it didn't.
Well, one thing that scientists do to make sure that their theories are right is they test them out, and they test them out a lot on monkeys. Sometimes the monkeys aren't into it as much as the scientists are. And in this case, several of them escaped when a trailer that was hauling them crashed and the monkeys escaped. These monkeys had just flown in from Mauritius into Kennedy Airport, and they were heading to a CDC lab when they were able to make their quick escape.
So were they seen walking down the street, getting funny looks from everyone they meet? I'm just saying, hey, they're monkeys, right?
Yeah, yeah.
They just monkey around. They're too busy.
You like where you're headed on this one, huh?
Mickey Dolenz driving the truck.
Yeah, yeah. Several
heard that-
barrels were broken when these monkeys escaped.
I heard the police said this is what happens when monkeys drive.
Next, you'll have pigs fly.
There was a monkey that escaped. I wonder if his name was Caesar. And if so, I want to salute our monkey overlord. Planet of the Apes.
It's all fun and games until the monkeys enslave you.
You know what?
Exactly. Something I say almost every day when I look over at my wife.
I am a believer.
Oh,
Well, all the monkeys were captured and put back into their cages and are apparently now on their way to a quarantine facility run by the CDC to test whether vaccines give you cancer and AIDS. So, police had told people to not look for or capture any monkey. Releasing a tweet, they said anyone who sees or locates the monkey is asked not to approach, attempt to catch, or come in contact with the monkey.
Should they have just tweeted monkey see, monkey don't?
Yeah, that's more concise.
did Officer Peter Gabriel attempt to shock the monkey?
No, that's what they're going to do at the CDC quarantine lab, I think.
Project X, it's happening. It's happening.
You know, I never saw that movie.
It was good.
Oh,
Which Project X, though? There's another movie called Project X where they party and they burn down a house in Pasadena. But I digress.
considering that there's no monkeys in that one, I'm going to say it's the Matthew Broderick one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but the kids have seen the other one. We're referencing an '80s movie. Well, they're thinking Project X, the mid 2000 movie.
Because that's our demographic. Hello, fellow teenagers. Would you happen to have any drugs?
Yeah,
know,
meanwhile,
like-
you're referencing shows from the 60s.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, they understand any of these monkeys references that we're making.
Or the fucking Pat Boone reference from before.
Yeah, that might be a tough one. Does he mean Daniel Boone? What is he talking about?
Maybe a baboon?
Yeah. Well, the rest of this podcast is dedicated to love. Our next three stories have to do with love and all the bad things that can result from it. A murder suspect was able to escape with the help of one of his jailers. Casey White, 38 years old. They said a huge guy, monster, 6'4", was apparently having an affair with one of his guards, Vicky White, 56 years old. I can tell you where this relationship's going to head. Apparently, they were having some kind of affair, and she helped him escape, telling people that she was taking him out on her last day of work, by the way, before she retired after selling her house, that he had to head to court with this guy, disappeared, driving him away into the sunset. And what we can only hope was not her getting killed, but a happy honeymoon somewhere in Mexico.
Yeah, no red flags there, right? I'm leaving on my last day, which is Saturday, to take this guy out on a court date. Which
Well, the
may or
way
may
she
not-
said it was, I'm taking this really hot guy with me on my last day to court.
Yeah, nothing to see here, folks. Look away, look away.
Hey, it was love at first sight, right? She loved him because he was misunderstood and she was the only one that got him. And he loved her because, well, he wasn't a dude. Because he's in prison and he wants to get laid.
Explain the joke. That always helps.
Allow me to diagram.
See, here's where you would have laughed.
and what, he's 6'4", right? And 30 something, and she's 56. So if she got anything out of this, it was at least a broken hip.
Yeah, maybe.
Or she's dead. Who knows?
In the most obvious part of this article, the authorities say it is highly likely that the two are no longer in Alabama, where this happened.
That's an awful long way to go just to get the hell out of Alabama for this lady. Like, she couldn't have just like moved. I'm just thinking, if you want to leave Alabama, there's a lot of easier ways, I'm thinking, than like helping a felon escape, right?
It was their only
Yes.
way out. Huh?
Well, how else was she going to get a dude, right?
You just unhitch the double wide and you drive it away and you move over to Mississippi.
You upgrade to Mississippi?
Is that really an upgrade? It's a lateral move, isn't it?
If your dating options are breaking out a murder suspect, I'm going to assume you're not going to be too picky where you're going to move.
But how bad is she then if she can't land a dude that's not incarcerated?
Yeah, usually guys feel like they're in jail after the relationship,
Exactly.
not before. Yep, and
Yeah.
their names are Vicky White and Casey White, and it's in Alabama. So I'll let you be the judge. And they were having an affair, so
The funny thing is, I like how in the article they had to point that out, that they're not related. Because you know what? They just might be, but they're not.
Yep, she now stands charged with third-degree permitting or facilitating an escape, which is kind of weird. Like, she's having an affair with the guy. She sells her house, retires, and then drives off with the guy. And this only gets a third-degree charge? What does a girl got to do to get a first-degree escape charge out of this guy?
I mean, what did she have to do? Burn the prison down and walk off with the guy to get like a first degree?
It's Alabama rules, I guess.
Yeah. Now you've really done it. It's not enough. You stole the prison van.
Yeah,
You
maybe they
escaped with-
haven't upgraded the laws in a long time. Like, it still says like, oh, if a horse pulls the bars off the jail, that's first degree. It just hasn't been updated.
Yeah, she didn't cause any damage to the actual
Building, yeah.
Yeah.
I
So-
have no idea. Yep, they escaped over a week now, and they still haven't been caught. So hopefully this ends in a happy love story for them. Can you imagine, like, in like 2 or 3 weeks when he says, you know, I think I want to see other people now? That's going to go over with, I helped you break out, for Christ's sake. Yeah.
Pillow talk, baby. Pillow talk.
All right. Not every relationship ends up this well, at least for the inmate in this case. Grindr data has been sold and inadvertently released to expose people that are on the site. Grindr is focusing on LGBTQ community, and there's some people who would rather stay anonymous with their relationships. So, of course, who's the first group to get in trouble as a result of all this? The Catholic Church, who had a representative resign after his post after being approached about the findings identifying him as a user of the app. So if your local priest doesn't show up this Sunday, you might be able to more easily find him on Grindr.
Is anyone really surprised? Yeah.
Maybe they thought it was like Christer. I Googled the wrong thing.
I don't think there's any mistake here.
Listen, if you're going to use a gay app to randomly hook up with people, you're eventually going to get caught, right? One way or the other. I'm like, they sold their information and they got outed that way, but eventually you're going to run into somebody. Hey, Father John, bless you.
You have to use John as your example, by the way.
All the names
Well,
out there.
Oh, take two. Hey, Father
Yes.
Dowling.
Okay, that's better. Yeah, let's disparage the beloved Tom Bosley now.
Another timely reference
Yeah,
for the young people out there.
I don't know that many
Okay.
fathers. Man.
Okay, Pope Francis. Yeah, that's better.
What are you doing here at the Bear Hut?
The Catholic Church just got a
thought
whole
this was
lot
anonymous.
sexier.
It's like confession, only sexier.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I don't think this is what like the Pope meant when he said like the church needed to like modernize and get like more in tune with what was going on in modern society.
You get in tune with what the kids are doing these days.
No.
I don't mean having gay random sex.
Do what you're doing now and use newer technology.
Yeah, it's like-
but maybe a little bit more specific would have been better. Yeah.
It makes hooking up a lot easier for these guys. Come on, right?
These guys or those people?
Those people.
What are you trying to say there? Well, that might
Just to recap: Church of Satan 1, Catholic Church 0 this episode.
negative one. I would think.
Yeah.
Only on totally baseless with the Church of Satan, the Satanic Temple, to be specific.
Comes out looking a lot better than the Catholic Church.
4 out of 5 parishes agree. Grindr's the app for me. All right, our last story on love and all the bad things that it results. A New Jersey man was sentenced to 14 years in jail for scamming people out of money by posing as someone else, well, in this case, a military service member, online in sort of like catfishing for profit. And he's not the only one. A lot of people, they mentioned in this story, we'll put the link in the show notes, are scamming people for love, saying that they're military personnel or diplomats in one case. A woman was told to send money so that someone could have gold shipped to her and her invisible online paramour. And this does not have a happy ending. She
Yeah.
ended up committing suicide the next day when he didn't show up, and her money, of course, will never show up.
Now, shouldn't your first clue be when like they're requesting a chest of gold? You're like, maybe this isn't the most legit thing.
I mean, this is the old Nigerian prince scam, I guess, updated, right, for the new millennium.
Well, it's the Nigerian prince scam for the lonely set.
Yeah, yeah,
Not
it's
only will I
always
help you get
happened, but it's a different market. Yeah.
kind of the same thing. You want money and a wife.
Yeah, but it's always someone's greed that gets them, right? Oh, you're gonna give me gold? Oh, okay, yeah, someone's just gonna give you gold because this is what the 17th
That's
century. That's all we
that's how
deal
the
in.
world works. Yeah. Yeah, well, I
So
mean, a lot of them were just scammed, just thinking that they had met their soulmate. So it's not always out of greed here.
the guy from Space Force who was stranded on Mars is sending an email, you know?
Yeah, and he needs just a few $1,000s for to get himself off the planet.
And I'll get you some bitcoins.
As soon as I get home from Mars, honey, we can get married.
I promise.
It's just me and Matt Damon, we're stuck here, but as soon as we get back, everything will be cool, babe.
He's got it almost figured out. The potatoes taste fine.
But only one of us might make it back. So send me some money.
Well, some of these people are getting charged for not declaring this scam income on their taxes. One of the
Oh,
guys made $1.14 million in taxable income using his scheme and didn't declare any income taxes. So you might cheat people out and you might be brokenhearted, but you're still not going to get away from the IRS.
so who's the biggest loser in this situation? The person that got scammed or the jackass scammer that then is like filing taxes?
Well, it's not the IRS. I can tell you that much. They want their money. They don't care where it comes from. Oh, you got scammed. Oh, well, we didn't.
So you think like the IRS sends the scammers like a scam email? Hey, I want to make sure your money is protected. Please fill out this form for me.
With your
No
social
one will
security
know.
number and all the money you made last year. Well, this guy wasn't very subtle. He posted all kinds of photos of him with expensive jewelry, diamonds, gold, and big stacks of cash. One of the pictures is at the lead of the article with a big wad of bills. And he said, "Everything I first touch in the morning should turn into money." He was really showing this off on social media because, as we've said before, if it's not on social media, it didn't really happen for this generation anyway.
Isn't that kind of contradictory? He's smart enough to pull off scams, but he's not smart enough to keep it on the down low, right? He has to brag about it. So that's basically what got him caught.
It didn't help.
Yeah, I'm like you're smart enough to pull off an elaborate scam, yet you can't keep your mouth shut, so the IRS won't come after you.
Like you're almost to the finish line. It's like the guy from Scooby Doo, like unmasking himself.
Yeah, yeah. Those crazy kids at the FBI caught him again.
You know, for a minute there, I thought this guy was some sort of genius, and then the truth came out.
It's like he's a 90% genius.
Well, we do only hear about the ones that get caught, so. Well, this guy isn't a Nigerian prince. Actually, he is from Ghana. He ended up sending $444,000 to his co-conspirators in Ghana, according to the FBI.
The richest man in Ghana.
Now
Now.
he is. Yeah,
Who also happened to be stranded on Mars.
that's part of the scam. Yeah. So if you think you're in love out there with somebody that you've never met in person, that all of a sudden runs into some financial problems and then you just need a little help, Please be careful out there. And I'm looking at you, Dan.
Hold on, I just got an email from Nigeria. I'll be right back.
They just need the money for the taxes and they can release the funds. All right. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.
See ya.
Ah.
It's all fun and games until the monkeys enslave you.